Hello and welcome to ZPR, Zanu Project Rethink. My name is Franck Zanu. I have another guest in the studio today, somebody you might have seen. Nancy Forvil, the project manager for the town of Milford, is here with me. Nancy has appeared on past shows and some of you know her face. And so I'm really, really happy to have Nancy. Nancy said she saw one of my episodes and just can't wait to point out what I missed about that episode. So she's in the studio with me. Nancy, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Frank.
Yes, as usual, you are always the best guest we have here at ZPR. You said you watched the episode where I said no black nation would ever develop.
Right.
And you thought I missed a point on Haiti, especially.
Well, yeah, Haiti as the first black country, always had the potential to become a great nation. Unfortunately, at the start of its historical start, Haiti had a lot of debts to pay to France. And so I think that was definitely a substantial reason why it couldn't develop.
Oh, I see. I thought I read that in the note, but I didn't get it clear. Mm-hmm. Sure, I've heard this from many Haitians I've spoken to, that Haiti got independence from the French,
yes.
But the French imposed a debt on them to pay. And that debt is what has prevented Haiti from becoming well developed or wherever it believed it could have been. Is that not true? Okay, so
that's definitely one of the reasons. Yes.
Right. What I do is I try to collect as much as information to examine or review the claim or the conclusion carefully to see does it hold water. And I will tell you right away that a lot of things I believe we have not considered, and that we've got stuck only on that one particular thing, which, if you ask me, it's not true at all. Has not played any role in making Haiti the way it is. And I can start by saying a few things that you need to consider.
Sure.
First, have you seen at all? Do the Haitians have any point of reference, a blueprint, a role model country that they've seen, they know that based on them, Haitians, this is what they could have become. What is it that they thought they could have become rather than what they are?
Well, I think Haitians, the Haitians gained their independence from the French, right? So I think our emperor, Jacques Dessalines, was part of the Haitian, was part of the French army. So I believe he looked at France as a blueprint for Haiti.
Well, isn't that a problem already in the first place? The
what?
People who colonize you are Europeans.
Are Europeans, yeah.
They have a different history, different language. Everything they built from their own language.
Yeah, but they colonized us.
Yeah.
And they showed us things.
They did?
Yeah.
Huh. Debt never makes a country poor. The United States alone is now $38 trillion. I think the largest debt the United States owes is to Japan, if not Germany, and then China. And then private financial institutions across the world and private companies.
Okay.
It's the biggest deadbeat dad in the world, the United States of America. 38 trillion. Remember when Elon was working, one of the things they were trying to do is to find a way to generate money to pay away this debt. A country doesn't own a debt to itself from its own debt. So when they say the United States is in debt 38 trillion, it means different companies, different institutions and countries. So it's Japan, Germany, and China.
Right,
but that doesn't make a country poor. No, it doesn't in any shape or form. A country makes a deal to pay debt in any form you can do it, okay? Number two, that debt was paid away more than 100 years ago. That is true. People have been repeating this statement over and over without telling people that whatever debt it was paid away more than 100 years ago.
Yeah, but it's billions of dollars that they could have used to reinvest in their countries, but they had to give it back to France.
No, that is not true. And that's what I keep saying, that debt never cripples any country. It doesn't. The United States have debt. When independence happened in Africa, by 1978, over 30 African countries had to be forgiven debt.
Okay.
They still haven't built. They got poorer more than when they had a debt.
So you're saying it doesn't matter whether or not we paid it or not, we were going to just be poor and be in poverty.
Yes, because I have plenty of evidence to show that.
Okay, so let's dive into it.
All right, so let's take a look at the Caribbean.
Okay.
Okay. The black countries in the Caribbean have one thing in common, which is all of you were brought from Africa as slaves, isn't it?
Okay.
And only you were poured either by the French, Spanish, English, or Dutch, different islands. So all of you arrived as slaves, which means all of you lost the same thing: culture, language, heritage, history, isn't it?
Sure.
Okay, show me a Caribbean country which didn't have the debt, and therefore because it didn't have the debt, it is now very, very, very well developed, as you said, to look like its former colonial country.
I don't have a particular country in mind.
No,
however,
let me repeat the question.
However, okay, go ahead. Repeat the question.
That's why I like you on the show. My evidence is very simple. I use many, many informations to inform and therefore be able to question a certain conclusion.
Sure.
The black countries in the Caribbean have one thing in common.
Yes.
Regardless when you got your independence, all of them were taken from Africa and poured in different islands.
Right.
They were colonized for a while.
Okay.
Then their colonials left.
Okay.
According to you, Haiti would have been like France if not for the debt. I agree with you.
Okay.
But then I want to shatter it, right? So I said, if that is the case, the remainder of the Caribbean black countries that are worse than Haiti but didn't have a debt. Why?
There's no Caribbean country right now that's worse than Haiti.
Well, you have violence and riot and those things. It's different shades, but I'm asking you.
But,
I'm asking you, which of the Caribbean countries has arrived at their dreamland of being developed like their former colonials because they didn't have a debt?
Okay, so I would say the Caribbean countries that got their independence after 1950s are still
No.
in
Which
good
one?
shape.
Which one has reached their dream standard of becoming like their former?
So let's look at the ABC countries. Let's look at Antigua. These are Turks and Caicos. These are countries that got their independence later. After.
I understand.
And they're all,
I am simply, all of them have passed the threshold of 25 years. Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, South Korea, 25 years, they are where they want to be. Everybody can see it clear. What I'm trying to say is a statement I'm refusing to make. I've been to the Caribbean, many countries, okay? They all share the same thing. That's it.
right.
They are all not advanced, developed countries.
They are.
None of them has been able to attain the status of their former colonial country.
No, we can't say Turks and Caicos, Cayman Islands, Aruba. Look at these places. They're well developed.
No. The places you're talking about are highly occupied by Western companies and rich men. Like my guest earlier was telling me, Antigua.
Yeah.
Antigua is
the Dutch.
Antigua is able to function today because almost 90% of the economy and everything in Antigua is owned by foreigners.
I see.
Same with Bahamas.
Okay.
Okay? Any of the countries you're going to mention, it's because of the tourist attraction that have made retirees from the United States, Australia, England, buy homes and maintain things, restaurants, resort centers, hotels. That's what has made those places look a little different. Number two, you take Guadeloupe, for example. They were sensible enough to say, look, we don't have what it takes to build any country. We will remain to be part of France, and they will help us. And that's why Guadeloupe has retained a certain level of peace.
But right now, Martinique, Guadeloupe are struggling. They don't want to be part of the metropole.
That's correct. They're all trying to make the same mistake. So we've seen now that...
Mistake. So you're saying if they leave, they won't be able to maintain?
No, not at all. They will not be able. Guadeloupe is this relatively peaceful. I've met many of them because they were sensible enough to remain with France.
Sensible.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yes.
Sensible, saying that we don't want independence. Please take care of us.
Yes. We will come to the word independence. You will see. Number two, let me ask you, what did they bring the slaves to do in Haiti?
To sharecrop, not sharecrop, but to farm and to
sugarcane and banana plantations.
Yeah.
So if they were brought to farm sugarcane and banana plantations, what type of people do you think they brought from Africa? Technocrats, lawyers, engineers?
No.
Who did they bring?
People who can work the land.
Yeah, rural, deep rural people, right? They took a bunch of deep rural people from Africa, piled them on a ship, brought them to Haiti.
But I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't
No,
know
no, no,
what
I
type
know.
of slaves.
Yes, I know.
You know what
When they
type
were
of
buying,
slaves?
when they were buying slaves from Africa, there were no engineers, there were no lawyers, there were no medical officers, there were no technicians, there was nothing.
So
no one can even use a screwdriver. Nothing was built in Africa. Nothing in the name of modern day infrastructure. Zero. So the people they brought, Africa was known for only 3 industries. You know it. You've been to Benin. Africa was known for farming, fishing, hunting.
Okay.
So slaves that were bought from Africa to the United States was to farm, because that's what they were doing when they went there.
Okay.
So the ones brought to the Caribbean, they went and they look at people who can withstand the sun and the heat and work long hours on the farm. That's what they brought to the Caribbean.
So
that's
the
what they
Europeans
brought to
didn't just go and capture them. They actually were sold legitly. I don't know. I don't know how the slave trade.
However,
the only thing I know about. Go ahead.
However the slaves were sold, whoever you close your eyes and capture in Africa is a farmer, a fisherman, or a hunter.
At that time.
At that time.
Okay.
That's it.
That we could revisit. I don't know the whole.
Listen, I'm telling you, whatever we call infrastructure in Africa today, in the body, was there because of colonials.
Okay.
Aqueducts, water systems to come through houses, hotels, hospitals, schools. You think that Africans imported materials with what currency? There was nothing. And this is what is wrong with Western education, that people don't understand the history of these places.
I thought Africans. Thought Africans had currency. I thought they had a currency.
No, no black country in the world has ever created a currency
of its own.
Of its own. Trade by barter. Were you not taught in school?
Yes, I was. Yes.
So trade by barter is.
But
what?
I thought they had their own African coins that they.
No, never.
That they.
No, you need to have an industry to do that. Where did we mint those coins? Enough. What kind of currency? Currency is only when you are trading between 2 foreign countries from our way. So taxes are paid to the one who has the currency. No African country has what is called today modern day currency. Okay. So we were engaged in trade by barter. And then later on, Dahomey became the first, if I'm not mistaken, to use cowries. So you can count. You know cowries, the one they use for making art. That is the first currency.
Okay.
But limited to only about 3 tribes in West Africa.
Okay.
That's it. That is why, after independence, all the English countries in Africa, they had the queen's head on the money.
So what were we bartering for the slaves? Were we capturing them ourselves? Were we selling them ourselves?
Some, because Africa started evolving with tribal wars.
Okay.
And you must understand, even though the only thing African tribes have in common is skin color.
Okay.
Once you go to this tribe, it's a different language, different religion, different everything, food,
culture,
everything.
Okay.
It's like you've been to China and France, except they were in the same region. Let people get this picture clear. It was a continent with only tribes. There was no republics. There were no countries. Modern day concept of what country means. There were no formal boundaries and borders.
So let's talk about Benin itself.
Yes.
How many tribes do you think were in Benin at that time?
About 50.
50 different tribes?
Yeah, or more, because
or
some of them
more.
now were brought into Togo when the artificial lines were drawn. Some are into, but you can't say Benin because there was no Benin. You can say the region. You see what I mean?
I see.
It was a region that stretched all the way from the Nile River in Nigeria all the way to Ghana.
I understand.
Just a region. There's no name for anybody. There was nothing like Benin, Nigeria, Ghana. No.
But there was a concept of Dahomey.
That's correct. That's a tribe.
Ah.
Agbome became Dahomey. That's one tribe of very brutal guys with pot belly, married 200 wives, and they call them chiefs. And they were trying
kingdoms.
The foreigners named it kingdom because that is the only word they know from where they were coming from Europe. But there was no kingdom. We are not kingdoms. It's any pot-belly guy married many women with his family beating the other small tribes. And they were describing them based only on the word they know. The Europeans say, oh, this people's kingdom. It was only chiefs. We never had kings in Africa.
I understand.
You understand? All right. So the point I'm making is they came to an area which was a region, no countries. Nobody was bought from a country. So because of the tribal wars, Agbome beat all the smaller tribes so they can absorb them for assimilation so they can grow bigger.
I see.
The Zulus did it. The English did it. Chinese did it. The bigger you can absorb people, then you become stronger economically, militarily, and on and on. You understand?
Yes.
So every tribe, the bigger ones who are bullies, the Yorubas did it to smaller tribes. The Abome, not the whole, did it to smaller tribes. The smaller tribes became happy when colonization happened because that was the only time the bullying stopped and
So
they were all
protected.
forced to become countries. So I'm saying to you, when Abome fought little tribes and absorbed the people, they can sell them to the Portuguese and collect whiskey, collect gunpowder.
Okay.
So when people are saying you sold your own people, it's a lie. If war breaks out in Europe and Italians captured Russians, they are all Caucasians, isn't it? Or the English captured Italians, they are Caucasians,
Yeah.
and sold them away to the Chinese. Have the English sold their own people?
No.
Exactly. That's what happened in Africa. Tribes who looked different from another tribe, spoke different language, captured each other and sold. They didn't sell each other.
For the intent of slavery of what we know now.
Yes.
Of the impacts of it. It's not
They
like
didn't know where they were taken to, but as long as we captured them in war, and you've promised to give me a mirror, you've promised to give
because
me...
you're my slave, I can...
Yes, I can give you to anybody I want.
This is just a trade.
That's correct. Okay?
Yeah.
So you must understand what they were buying. They were buying very, very uncivilized people at the time. There was no modern day infrastructure. They have never seen anything. Fishermen, farmers, and hunters.
And
That's
when you
it.
say uncivilized to the Western folk.
They don't have universal concept. Yes.
Okay, because
If you
you're
don't-
kind of sounding like they're barbaric people from the jump. They're not.
Whatever you want to describe it, I'm just trying to give you a picture so you can understand why it was so easy for the Europeans to say, these are the people we will take away. You got to look at their condition and ask yourself, can these people really work and leave? So what I'm describing, it has to be severe for you to understand why they brought them to do the farming. They got to find them in a condition that they know only people in that condition will survive in farms in another tropical region, which is the Caribbean.
So these are the farmland people who are distributed all throughout the Caribbean,
That's correct.
Haiti.
Yes. There were no technocrats in Africa. There were no engineers, doctors, painters, dancers, and stuff like that. Everybody was either a farmer, a fisherman, or a hunter. So these people, they took into a ship and brought to Haiti and held them by the Spanish as slaves, and then later on sold together with the country to the French.
Okay.
And the only time Haitians would begin to read and write was when they were colonized by the French. Because the French have to build schools for them.
Okay.
So can you ask yourself, how long ago did Haitians begin to speak French?
They started speaking French.
When the first school was built. It was built only so that you can educate the slaves enough for them to understand instruction.
Okay.
They did not put them in school to teach them business administration, medicine, nothing like that. Same as it was going on in the continent of Africa. The reason the colonials introduced their language to be taught, because they wanted the locals to understand instruction, to do basic duties.
Right.
So that is what they taught Haitians. And you think you can take the country from the French and use the 1/4 English or French they've taught you to run the country. Let me ask you, what were Haitians speaking when they arrived in Haiti?
African dialects.
Of different kinds.
Of different kinds.
That's why they developed Creole. How old is Creole?
I would say Creole's about
20 years most.
No, actually no, maybe 200 years.
Okay. So it's a language very limited in nature.
Very limited? Yes.
Okay.
Yes and no at the same
So
yes.
for any place to be functional, you need industrialization for the place to be functional. Industrialization requires innovation. Is that not correct?
Yes, but I believe Haitians can.
I understand. I am
speak
saying industrialization requires innovation.
Yes.
Innovation requires language.
Yes.
So in what language do Haitians innovate?
We would innovate in Creole.
Creole?
Well, currently, we innovate in French. Like we
French.
we write things down in.
You innovate in French. So what local innovations do we have in Haiti?
Well, we would anything that is done on a business level, which would be what we consider innovation level.
No, that's not innovation. That is a medium of communication, business level, service industry. I'm asking.
So in service industry,
real innovation. Yes.
So in all of our service industry, we speak French.
Okay.
Whether it's in politics,
So
whether it's business.
name one or two
we
things you
serve
believe that is a local innovation by Haitians using French and is now being exported worldwide.
We don't have anything.
You don't have
Not
any.
that I know of.
That's correct. Number two, the people who were brought from Africa to Haiti, from the history you know, and you have visited Benin, their ancestors, is there any one of them whose ancestors has ever run a country?
No.
But you ask the French to give you a country to run. And you're surprised
Because
now.
we didn't want to be slaves anymore.
I understand. That is not the point I'm trying to make. I'm just trying to point to you the number of informations I've collected to understand why Haiti will be the way it is. Nothing is wrong with it. It's bound to be this way. Number one, none of the slaves that were brought from Africa has ever witnessed, experienced, or understand how to run a country, because no ancestor in Africa has ever run a country.
Right.
They have led tribes in a very customary level.
Okay.
But now you are brought to a place that has been organized to imitate the colonials with infrastructure, schools, roads, you name it. And you ask that to be given to you because you can run it.
Yeah, at the time.
With what?
I don't think we believed at the time that we could run it.
No,
I think the
You
goal
did. No,
was
you
to
believe.
just be free. We were done with slavery. We were just done with it.
So,
But it's not. But
if
you're
you
right.
knew-
Did
yeah.
we know that we can actually run a country, maintain things, and set policy and think of the future? No, I think we were just so stuck on just being free from the.
I understand.
From our colonial.
Yes, I understand. So why are you guys making up excuses to the way you are? You just said
Why
it.
are we making
You
excuses?
knew you couldn't have run a country because you've never run a country. Running a country is not simply a group of citizens living in a place and somebody says good morning and sing national anthem. It's a very complex, culturally based. The platform, the foundation has to be there culturally.
Right.
For you to have a political system on that culture, to have a religion, a language, you name it, a history that is one, uniform to everyone that is there, and acceptable and understood, recognized by everyone. You don't have any of these things. Wait, you just emotionally begged for a country to be given to you.
I am agreeing with you because our forefathers, yes, we gained the independence, but also I feel like we were also writing it all, creating it all in our heads. And it was just, we got our independence too early. We weren't prepared for it. And nor did we know how to maintain or even take care of a country or even know how to set it in stone
So I'm just saying.
yeah.
Then why are you making excuses for why you are the way you are? Debt never causes a place to be dirty.
Yeah.
Basic maintenance of cleaning a street, a city, a town. Debt doesn't cause people to kill each other. No, it doesn't.
No, I'm just thinking.
Okay. I am trying to pack for you a lot. Now, what I am explaining about Haiti goes for every single black Caribbean country too. They also did the same thing. They asked for countries to run they have never run before. What I'm explaining about Haiti has to do with every single African country. Nobody in Africa, at least sub-Saharan Africa, whose great-great-great-great-great-grandfathers have ever seen a country with their eyes, let alone manage, administer, run it. None has ever created a political system that is authentic to the people who live in it. None. None. We don't have the concept of political systems. We don't have the concept of economic systems. Yet, colonials came to build a country within a short time, install it the same way they know from where they came from. The buses, the bus stops, the roads, clinics, schools, churches, all these they build. But you foolishly ask them to give you something you don't know how to run. It reminds me of an analogy I have created and I keep using.
And that is?
A guy came with an airplane big enough to take 400 people.
Okay.
took natives from a land into the plane.
Okay.
The people managed to jump the pilot, the co-pilot, and the junior engineer, kill them all.
Why did they do that?
They want to be free, like you said. Haitians were struggling to be free. That's all. All we care is to be free.
Okay.
So now they've killed the pilot, the co-pilot, and the engineer.
Okay.
Only then they turned around and said, does anybody know how to fly this thing?
Okay.
Nobody knows how to fly that thing. Right. That's it.
I'm not laughing. I hope your audience forgives me. I'm not laughing because it's a funny joke, but it is a very good analogy to the point where it's the truth. And that's why I laughed. So yes. I hope your audience doesn't.
And this for me I'm from Benin Republic. I'm an African as it can get. Anybody can say anything they like. I'm trying to. No, this is what has delayed, quote, our development, and children are dying. Women are dying from curable disease. Women are dying at birth, giving birth. Starvation, wickedness, violence. And it has degraded us to the point that when we travel outside, people look down upon us because no one is willing to ask the hard questions to the answers we've been giving. So, African leaders got independence. Within 3 years, they recognized, oh shoot, we don't know how to fly this plane. But as it is about Africans, ego is far bigger than intellect. They couldn't confess to the masses. So do you know what they did? They coined a term immediately and said, guess what? We got independence from colonials, but there is neo-colonization going on. They didn't leave. They are still lurching in the dark. So the word neo-colonization began to grow from one person to the other, and now everybody is using it, saying the reason Africa is still the way it is because of neo-colonization. There is no such thing. Nkrumah created that. When he knew after 3 years, he doesn't know what he asked for. Same with you, same with every black country. I repeat, no sub-Saharan citizen's father, great-great-grandfather has ever had the concept and run a country. Never. A country is not just a place full of human beings. Complex. But the people have to have a uniform culture to form the foundation, followed by a uniform language, a uniform heritage, ethnicity, history,
and Haiti doesn't have that.
And then have to proclaim, we the people, this is what we want to preserve. None of you, both on the mothership, which is Africa, and in the Caribbean, you made your boogeyman to be debt. The Jamaicans made the Babylonian system to be the reason. South Africans made apartheid to be their reason. West Africans made neo-colonization to be their reason. Black Americans made racism to be their reason. But when you look around, every one of us uniformly are in the same condition because you ask for something you don't have any clue how to run it. Number 3, what is your role model country you've seen for black country that didn't have the debt with France? In Africa, in UK blacks, in the United States, that you say, you see, these ones here didn't have the debt. See how they have grown to what we want to be. So which one are you guys going for?
Not one country in Africa, because they're all in the development stage.
So which one is your role model country? That is the inspiration as to self-determination. This is the destination we want to be, but you see, our debt is only... What I'm asking the Haitians is, what is it you're pointing to that you thought in your head you could be? Give me the picture of what Haiti could have looked like without a debt.
Any developed Western country. Even though we don't know how to create it, we want that.
Oh, that's what you need. Okay. So when you get independence from the French, which is not independent, they say the word, I don't like the word. The word doesn't make sense at all.
What would you call it then?
Freedom. Independence means that I voluntarily decided to depend on you as a parasite for me to be able to do something. So after a while, I'll say, look, I want to be independent. A child can say to the parents, Dad, I want to be independent of you. Okay?
So I plan to move out, pay my own bills.
That's independence. What we gained was not independence. We were not depending on them. They came and took us and used us to build our countries in the way that can benefit them. That is not dependence.
That's just freedom. Freedom
That's correct.
to just no longer be a slave.
Yes, you were
But
colonized.
we will like to stay here because we don't know how to get back.
And even the ones in Africa decided that they would just remain the structure that has been created artificially for them. They will run it. They thought they could run it just like you thought you could run it. Now let me tell you why we fought for independence. No African country or black country would ever have fought for independence if the Europeans who colonized us did not develop the place up to the level they did.
Right. What would be the point?
What would be the point? That's correct.
It's just land.
Yes.
Undeveloped land.
That's correct. You see,
oh my God.
You were foolishly envious and thought, and so Zimbabwe, when Mugabe got independence, okay, he knew that what was making the country rich was commercial farming. The British who were there were engaged in humongous commercial farming, created jobs for many people. All the industries were in Zimbabwe, owned by the whites. He believed and thought, if I take all that and give it to my people, then Zimbabweans, the black-skinned Zimbabweans, will be rich. So he took everything. Some of the whites...
He took it away from the
whites.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Some of them ran away to England. Some of them stayed. And he ran the country down completely because the natives could not maintain and manage what the white people built that was generating economy. Followed, in 1977, anything you see in Uganda, starting with pharmacy, drugs, laundromat, restaurant, transportation, all these largely owned by Indians who were indentured slaves and lived in Uganda and became more like one of the tribes, right? Idi Amin thought, if I can take all their stores and give it to my people, it will raise my people to this. So he did. He gave them 48 hours or 2 weeks to leave Uganda. After 5 generations, they don't belong to India. They don't even speak Indian language. He kicked them all out.
Okay. And where did they go?
Kenya,
different places.
UK took a lot of them. They spread.
Okay.
Today, all those Indians are all millionaires wherever they went to. Uganda, not a single thing the Indians left behind. It all gone.
Shattered, okay.
And I can mention countries in Africa that did the same thing. Togo was one of them. Benin was another one that took things and nationalized it.
Okay.
And the country would die. This is what I'm trying to explain. Nothing, and it's not true, and you are very well educated, you manage a whole town. You got to start telling your children a different story from we paid debt to the French and that's why we are poor. It's not true. There are too many things that happened to slaves that were taken from a place that has not seen industry, ever seen industry. And then suddenly, within just a couple of hundred of years, believe that in the French, first started by the Spanish and then the French, what they imported from their place to build on this island and just have you, your hands are all they needed to pluck bananas and cut sugar cane and then say yes sir and drive his wife if you're lucky. You are asking them to leave these things in your hands, yet you did not ask, can we? So you are now stuck in the airplane. There is a solution. You know that. What do you think the people in the plane should do in order to take off and go to their destination? Since now you've killed the pilots and none of you know how to fly.
What should they do? They already killed the pilot, though.
Yes, everybody. So if they want the plane to take off to go to the destination they are hoping, what should they do?
But you said they already killed the pilot.
Yes, but there is only, the pilots are from a certain country.
And they're already flying?
No, the pilots are from a certain country
that
knows how to pilot planes.
Oh, call them.
Yes, send somebody to have, right? Those who know how to pilot from the country where the pilots came from to come and take you off to your destination. That's all Haiti need to do. And Haiti will
just
become
like what the DR is doing.
Haiti will become the Dubai of Caribbean within 15 years.
But they still need to have a plan in place.
No,
they still need to understand.
They don't have what it takes to have a plan, I'm telling you.
They don't have what it takes.
No, they don't have. They have never done it before. Where do you think it will come from?
So basically call the experts, call the think tank so that they can come in and
Look,
implement.
I am being very honest with you, okay?
No, I'm asking.
Many countries have done it. And Haiti and most of the black countries have to begin to think about it. It is clear to you now, but ego is what is stopping them. You cannot develop this place. Zero, you don't. All the things I said is wrong. From the people who were brought from Africa already, from that route, you're not going to get anything because one, you don't have a language. You have never written a language. You don't have an alphabet.
We do have a language.
No,
the
you
language
don't.
is Creole.
A language is a transferable medium of exchange between people.
Yes, we are able to do that.
With whom outside in Asia do you speak Creole?
Oh, there's a lot of people outside of Haiti who speak Creole.
I am asking you, if
Who
you
can
go
I
to
speak?
Japan, Japanese have a dictionary for Creole that you and Japanese can trade in Creole?
There is a Creole dictionary.
I am asking you, do Japanese rely to trade? Creole is not an international language, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, it is.
It is not. Please don't argue with me.
No, no, no.
No black country is do you know what an international language is?
Yeah, a language that is spoken by a certain group of people. That's an international language.
That is not true.
What is the international language then?
International language would be the ones that are transferable. That is why
Yes, Creole is transferable.
You're not asking questions, and this is what my problem is.
Okay, so why is it that I can go on on the U.S. government website there, and then I want it to be if I want a document in Creole, they already have it translated for you in Creole.
That is not what a transferable language is. That is not international language. That is
So
not what international
when the
language
Chinese
is.
come to trade when the
they-
Chinese come to trade in Haiti and they want to speak to a person who speaks Creole, they have it. They
no,
can
French.
do that.
They will speak
No,
to
no,
somebody
no.
who speaks
They
French.
have some. They teach Creole in
Your
in the
language
schools.
is
They
French.
teach Creole in
I
schools. They have
understand.
dictionaries. So you're saying Creole is not? Yes, it is.
It is not. Please look up what makes an international language. If you're going to work with the United Nations, they ask you in the interview. Even in school, in colleges, when they say you are required to take one international language as what is it called? A requirement.
Yes.
We know what languages they're talking about. It doesn't include Twi, Ga, Ashanti, Beni language, Togo, Yoruba. No, it doesn't. So why would you say your Creole does? Please, let me explain one more time. I don't want to waste my time. You don't want to listen to me.
Sure.
I have worked in that.
We can look that up later
Yes,
on.
we have.
Sure.
I've worked in that environment and I know what I'm talking about. When they say you must take a language in college as a requirement, they don't say take Yoruba. They don't say take Igbo. They don't say
Yes,
take
but the most
because they don't consider them international languages.
Most universities consider Latin languages
That's correct.
romantic Latin
I didn't
languages.
make the rule. I'm just telling you what is there.
Yes, but that does not mean that the Haitian Creole is not an official language. It is.
It is an official language in Haiti. It's not an international language.
Okay, well,
French is an international language. Chinese is an international. German,
yes,
English.
but that is for the Europeans. They've made it. Listen.
But I'm just quoting that. I'm not saying
Okay.
what I'm saying. I'm just quoting what is there.
But that does not mean that the Haitian Creole is not an official language.
I said it is an official language in Haiti.
Okay.
It is not an international language.
It's not an internationally recognized language.
Yes, it's not one of those.
Because it's not being taught.
Oh God.
I just want to
Yes,
clarify.
because it's not being taught. Do
Why
you
are
have?
you annoyed?
Do you have
I'm
a?
just-
Do you have a Creole alphabet?
Yes.
No. Do you have a Creole alphabet? Can you listen to the question before you answer? Do you have a Creole alphabet?
No, it's just an alphabet. We use.
No. Do you have a Creole alphabet? The answer is no.
No, but we use the
But
regular.
no. But I need just the answer, please.
No.
Okay. Whose alphabet do you use to write Creole?
The English one. The English alphabet.
Then why would you claim that the language is international when you're borrowing somebody's alphabet to write the language?
Because
That is a simple thing. That's what I'm trying to claim to you. No African language today on the continent of Africa has an alphabet. No black country has ever invented an alphabet. Am I lying? There are many things we are not taught in school. There are many things your ego have not allowed you to accept. Now you're going to even worry about if you haven't created an alphabet. That is why we are described as oral history culture. We started writing our language only when the colonials came and gave us ABCD, ABCD, Arabic, Spanish, Portuguese. May I go on break and allow you to see which African country has it?
Well, you just spend it on me, so
That's correct.
I'm thinking about it.
No, there was a time you and I did it, and you quickly went and you came back and educated me. 19 regions in the whole world has ever invented alphabet. You knew it. You researched it, and you came and educated me.
Yes, but
Okay?
hieroglyphics.
It's not an alphabet, please. It's pictures.
Yes, it is pictures.
Anybody can interpret that one picture in different people's language. The guy made a wing and a cloud. You decide what it says. I don't know what he saw before
It's
he did
open
it.
to
So it's not an
interpretation.
alphabet, please. Let's put
Okay.
that aside. So clear, you see, please, I am trying to solve problem for black people. But the way to do it is to stop having conclusions and excuses. Is to begin to ask a lot of questions about who we are, especially when it comes to the creation of countries. Africa today, countries were just handed over to people, something that they never created. Even the tribes who live in it would never in God's world ever see eye to eye. Here they are today, and they are trying to run that thing. And yet, they have never had in their history the concept of democracy, socialism, communism, feudalism. All these are foreign concepts. No black country has created an authentic political system that has a name. None. No black country on Mother Earth has created an economic system that is used today in somebody else's country. Never. But you've just embraced all these things, thinking that, oh, if they can use it, I can use it also. It's not true. We are causing our people to suffer because we are not sophisticated enough to understand that what we did was wrong. There is nothing honorable in asking for independence that you can't do anything with it. There is nothing honorable or valuable in asking for freedom. You don't have the foundation on which it can grow.
Well, I mean, I would ask for freedom because I don't want anyone abusing me.
And you become useless. You become a slave again because you have no foundation. See, African Americans asked for civil rights, but they didn't have a foundation on which it can germinate. See, things you ask, especially...
What do you mean it didn't have a foundation for it?
They have no culture, they have no language, they have no history, they have no ethnicity, they have nothing.
Yes, they did. They came here with their culture. They came
Who is
here.
they?
The different African tribes.
Different African tribes. So whose culture is going to be the main culture?
Right.
So with time, you become Ebonics. Nobody has anything. They are now still using 2 English names. They are now having only Christianity as their religion. They can remember their history, culture, traditions, customs. So you have no foundation, is what I'm trying to say. African Americans in this country are the only groups. They have no culture. It depends on who you meet, where you meet them.
But currently, there's not an African American culture?
No.
Yes, there is.
What is it? Name 2 value systems in the African American culture.
Value system?
Yes. Name 2 taboos in the African American culture system. Name 2 traditions, by the way, in the African American culture system. Okay, forget it. Name 2 customs in the African American culture. Look, I'm being serious.
No, but I mean, I'm thinking about it.
Yes, there is no value for freedom if you don't understand what it is. The concept of free. You have to have a foundation on which it would balance when you ask for it. Civil right, they give it to you. You have no culture. Nancy, you've been here, born here. Why would you be surprised if I say African Americans don't have a culture? What, twerking? So anything
but I feel like African American culture has definitely
you say
mainstream.
No, you say the word, the African American culture. What is it? Okay, fine.
Like hip hop.
Oh,
not
Jesus
hip hop. I mean, I don't want to. Yes, I feel like
you haven't thought about it. It's fine. Don't make things up.
I'm not making it up.
Okay,
then
educate me. You feel. You should know. You were born and raised here.
Yes, but I have a Haitian.
Are you African American?
I'm Haitian American.
That's correct. Do you see why you were being specific with that? Because anybody who encounters you already knows you before. If they know you are Haitian, at least 2 things comes to their mind.
What is that?
If they've been to Haiti, they can look at work ethics and they say, yes, Haitians, I know them. Service industry, they know where they do well. Food, they can say yes. And even language, Creole.
Right.
And they can say, oh, I love Haitians. Mm-hmm. Because they saw the culture in abstract before they encountered you. Mm-hmm. So people go over the bridge of your culture, your tradition, your customs, and that helps them to know how to
address it.
Exactly.
I see.
No, you will soon know too, in addition to seeing. So I'm saying to you, any people who ask for these things, which are abstract, freedom, for example, independence, for example, and civil rights, for example, voting rights, for example, you must have a foundation on which these things are going to balance. Because the people there have to uniformly agree with consensus. This is our way of life. The do's and the don'ts involved in our culture. Even if you have to create an artificial culture.
Is that why the civil rights movement is considered dead?
It's dead and useless. They got it, but they could not balance it on any foundation. Japanese suffered in this country. 435,000 Japanese were kept in internment camps. Not a single one killed each other for the 3 years they were there, during the Second World War. You understand? Not a single one became a daddy baby or baby daddy while they were in the internment camp, because there was a third object they were focused on, their culture. It has self-determination, customs, traditions. Something guided them to survive. Anything they ask for in this country will be balanced on a foundation for their children.
Well, they say Haitian people have resilience.
Oh, resilience is not culture, please. Every human being has a resilience in some way or the other.
Resilience to survive, to
That's
stay alive.
correct. That is why you can see the things people ask in this country, the Irish, the Italians, the Jews. It took a while before the Jews got recognized. Exactly. But as soon as they got it, they balanced it on a foundation. Culture, customs, traditions. These things conjure what should be your taboos, do's and don'ts. Everybody has to recognize it. To the point, if you violate it, I'll call you out. If we can afford, we kick you out of the community because we don't want you to destroy it. But they all went different roles. There's Malcolm X asking for something different. Martin Luther King asked Stokely Carmichael.
Malcolm X didn't ask for anything. What did he ask for?
Segregation. He was talking to his people.
Oh, to segregate themselves.
Yes. So you can see one group of people who suffer the same experience, yet they don't have a doctrine. And that without a doctrine, which is always balanced on on a foundation of culture, without it, anything you ask for is going to be useless. So African Americans are going to complain until the cows come home as to why they're not getting what they're not getting in America. It's simple. You don't have a foundation.
Oh, man, this is very, this is a hard pill to swallow because this is a lot.
So when it happened to many people who knows that their culture, their language, their history was stripped, the first thing they did was to form an artificial culture. Ibonis could have become the African American to the point when you hear it, you identify. They could have also asked for what is called statehood. Georgia could have become a black state. But you're part of the federation. You're part of the union, okay? The governor is black. The mayors are all crackhead mayors, is fine. Your police are black. You have your superintendent in schools. The kids can see, but you are part of the American. Why did they ask for that?
Like the Native Americans did?
That's correct. You see, they have a foundation. The foundation was so important, more than economic gain.
But their communities are not that better.
No, you don't get it. You don't get it. They understand that identity
is far more important.
Is far more important.
Whether or not they.
When have they been a problem to you? You say they are.
They don't live in my neighborhood. They don't live in my area.
That's correct. They segregated.
Yes.
Just like the white trash segregated. If your condition is different, you segregate. Here they are asking for things, but with no foundation. None. Go now and start asking people. When you hear African American, what is the culture? What culture? I was in college, we had what was called the International Students Festival. In every country, quickly, China, India, Japan, Taiwan, as soon as it comes to African Americans, they don't know what to put up. No clothing, no language.
We do have clothing. We have, clothing is from different tribes. Yes, but we do have clothing.
I don't know any clothing that reminds anyone that that's African American. Is this African American?
No, this is
okay, so why are you saying they have clothing? They don't have.
We do have clothing from Africa.
Oh, Jesus.
No, but we cannot
Which tribe in African's clothing is for you? Even we in Ghana, Benin, we don't have national clothing. We are struggling now. Which one would make you know I met a Ghanaian? So you're talking about something that is myriad of tribes. Which one?
I understand. Well, I'm happy you broke it down that way because I don't know.
So I like
I'm
to
part
ask
of the
questions
diaspora.
instead of making statements. You say, okay, sure. So they don't have. Okay, you've been in this country, born in this country. How many years have you seen? And what is a percentage of African Americans who proudly want to go around in African clothing? Braiding, which is not even African.
Braiding?
Yeah, this style is not African. Africans have never used a dead human hair to make an extension. This is Asian. We use rope, we use thread to wrap around your natural hair and then contour it into styles. Or we cornrow your hair. Yeah. This is not African. Let's not fool ourselves. Koreans made us to start this. They look at you hating your kinky hair and you keep using hot comb to stretch it. And they say, well, buy some Indian people, Vietnamese and Laos, and give it to these people so they can look like us. And you started wearing it. So this is not African. You're just wearing dead people's hair, that's all.
Thank you for
they make us think that it's African.
Me out.
It's not African. Where do you see Africans being able to use somebody's dead hair or even dead material and turn it into really this? We can't even plant cocoyam and take care of it to the point you can do this. This is Chinese and Asians who made this for you because they look at you, they know you don't like your hair, and they say we can get them something. And they got it for you. But in Africa, until I grew up, no, you never see this. We use your natural hair. Corn roll it or use thread to wrap around the hair and then turn it. That's it. So until mid-80s, I believe, I'm not wrong.
This is when this became popular?
That's correct. So we got to change the narratives. They become a barrier for our growth. It becomes a barrier for you to want to even look outside and find, okay, Haiti has been suffering. There is no country, no human beings anywhere in this world outside blacks that can be put independently by themselves on an island and given 200 years and they have nothing to show. Nobody, only blacks, nobody. 200 years since you got independence. Do you know in 1884 when you got independence, not a single country, yes, not a single place in Africa has a name. Ghana, Nigeria, no. Not a single factory was standing in Africa. Not a single school was standing in Africa.
Well, I mean, it was hard for Haiti because...
No, it wasn't hard. It was just because it was blacks. Let me ask you.
After our independence, France didn't recognize our independence for a long time. England, the U.S., no one recognized
I told you, why would they recognize something that has no foundation? What are they recognizing? The flag?
Well, they couldn't recognize because if they did, then the slaves that they own would rebel.
No. Yeah, recognition is if you have a doctrine. They will recognize the doctrine. You don't have a doctrine, nothing. You just, like you said.
Why? It would not be in their interest.
It
wouldn't even be in their interest to recognize.
Because then you become one of their largest consumer countries. They will ship things to you.
No, not.
You don't have any export of your own. You don't have any import.
Of course we had export. We can export sugarcane. We can export.
Nancy, please ask me questions.
No, but
sugarcane and banana.
You're saying that we could not export. Of course we can export.
That is not what
we were still exporting with South American countries. We were still
Let me explain what I mean.
Go ahead, sure.
What you need in a day, 99% of it has nothing to do with sugarcane or banana. You need hospital equipment, kitchen appliances, living room appliances, pharmaceuticals.
They weren't giving
Please
that at
listen
that
to what
time.
I'm saying, and I'm saying to you, you don't have those things. So these countries you said wouldn't have the interest. No, they would actually have an interest in your independence because you become a new market for them to export the goods they know you need every day to you to buy. So your development stability is in their interest. They are all waiting. What is the population of Haiti? That is a new market. They're not stupid. They know you cannot manufacture a spoon. So, whoa, a new market in the Caribbean. But they are waiting. Do they even have a foundation? Will they sustain? These people are sophisticated. They know you wouldn't. So they say, leave them alone. The French were whispering, don't get independence. Please don't get it. You won't be able to run. You were not listening. So they got tired and left you alone. It's 200 years. No excuse. The only explanation is that these people don't have what it takes. Africa, the first country is going to be 100 years pretty soon. That is Ghana. And then on and on and on and on and on and on. In fact, some of them who were even handed an already baked country.
Liberia.
No, South Africa.
Okay.
In 32 years, they destroyed it all. Liberia was handed, they destroyed it all. You want more? We got to change and save our future, save our children, give them something to live by. These narratives and conclusions are only reserved for people with very low intellect. Africans, blacks must change it. You are a Gen Z, start with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Frank.
Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe, follow us, leave your comments. Tell us what topics you would like to hear from ZPR, Zanu Project Rethink. Thank you so much. Subscribe.